Hi, my name is Josh Cutter, and I am teaching from Chapter 11, Section 1, titled Execute on Media Platform. Media is broken down into 7 platforms, which are print, TV, radio, outdoor, point of purchase, or POP, online, and alternative media. The first of these is print, which includes newspapers and magazines. Print advertising works well for factual information, especially complex messages and topics that the consumer wants to investigate, such as health-related messages. The best executions are those that we specifically develop for print, especially when the message requires us to lay out detailed, logical arguments in favor of our cause or brand. Newspaper ads that work well provide news value, blending into the newspaper medium. Great ads combine headline, layout, illustration, and copy with a creative dynamic to add news value and talk in my language. Executing advertising and magazines require not just good copywriting, but also clever use of powerful images. The visuals that get people's attention often offer some element of surprise. One of the photos considered the best in the history of advertising was created by Saatchi or his agent to encourage a use of contraceptives. It featured the photo of a man pregnant with the caption, "Would you be more careful if it was you that got pregnant?" Magazines support higher resolution images and better color reproduction than do newspapers. Thus, good execution of magazine ads involves a tight link between the art and copy. For example, the headline, "And you think seatbelts are too confining," makes a powerful statement when it's coupled by a photo of a covered dead body strapped tightly to a gurney. The second form is TV. As a medium, TV is powerful because it combines elements that can't be used in print or radio alone. Art directors can blend words with images, real or animated, and music. TV can demonstrate products, but it can also create moods via graphic images and sounds. Coordinating all these elements require multiple participants on the agency side to manage the creative process, storyboards, and copywriting, as well as a producer to oversee all the activities related to the broadcast production. Producing the TV commercial often requires hiring a production company, which will have its own director in charge of film, a producer in charge of the production crew on each shoot, a production manager who oversees logistics like dressing rooms and food services, a camera department, an art department, and editors who create the final commercial. There are different considerations that the producer must manage depending on whether the spot is live action or animation. Live action involves casting, auditions, wardrobe, talent contracts, and so forth. Animation projects may not involve a traditional shoot, but as the production process is very exacting, it is important for all producers to manage the steps of the process and for account managers to identify the correct points of clients. Another very important function of producing television spots is sound. Dialogue between characters in a spot is one main sound, and VO or voiceover is another common sound element used in television spots. A voiceover is used sometimes as an announcer and sometimes as a legal blip at the end of a spot. The music supervisor oversees the sound design, the music, and the mix. Sound design refers to the audio elements that enhance the story being told by the visual. These elements are specific to framers or movements within the spot. Music is a background track that runs throughout a commercial spot. The purpose of the sound is to create and reinforce the emotional tone throughout the communication. The mix or final mix blends the married elements of dialogue or VO, sound design, and music so that the desired story is achieved. Executing well in TV requires great attention to all of these details. The third form is by radio. Executing well in radio requires strong copywriting. The mistake that people make is in thinking that radio is just sound without any visuals. In truth, radio is one of the most visual mediums that demands discipline and tightness of communication. Executing well in radio also means paying special attention to music. Indeed, the music itself can be part of your brand, such as NBC's three-tone sound trademark, heard for many years at the beginning of NBC TV shows, when the peacock logo was displayed. Some companies simply license a current hit or classic song to convey a feeling. Although it's true that music gets attention and creates an emotional conduit, licensing an existing song has three downsides. Number one, consumers already have pre-existing connections with the song that may or may not fit with your brand or may add unneeded baggage that distracts from the brand. Number two, if the artist falls out of favor, the money you've invested linking your brand to the artist is threatened. And number three, your target audience may tire of the tune. To avoid these downsides, some companies feel it's worth the money to commission original music to uniquely suit the brand. Research on effective versus ineffective radio ads identifies these factors as having the greatest impact. Number of words, brand mentions, number of different ideas, execution format, simple duplication of a TV soundtrack, and duration. The fourth platform is outdoor. Outdoor advertising has been around since the late 1800s, when posting bills on wooden boards led to the birth of the term billboard. Today, the out-of-home category includes not only the roadside billboards, but also the car cards in public transportation, in-stores displays, and displays in airports, sports arenas, transit shelters, and ski areas, even on rocket ships. Although a billboard seems like a magazine ad that's just printed on a mega scale, that's not the case. Billboards use more images and less copy than do print ads. One key characteristic of outdoor advertising is that it's situated in a fixed context, a physical environment that provides room for the ad to connect to or play with. Billboards are not restricted to their rectangular spaces like print or TV ads. They can burst out into space. Outdoor advertising is branching off in new directions as billboards morph into stages that let onlookers interact with them. As an example of how outdoor advertising can go viral, a recent commercial for Oreo revolves around people in a mall who react to the sight of seeing an elevator go up and down as one of the cookies repeatedly dipping itself into a glass of milk as it descends. The fifth form is point of purchase, or POP. Point of purchase advertising is designed to drive immediate and usual impulse purchases. Effective POP messages appear as close as possible to the time and place when the consumer makes the purchase decision. These messages must either provide news about the product or offer a price incentive. Just as billboards are going digital, so are POP displays. Digital technology adds value to POP because it lets the message change hourly, daily, or weekly, just whenever the advertiser chooses. This lets advertisers keep the message fresh and new. The next form is online. In many ways, online advertising blends the properties of the other media while it adds unique characteristics of its own. Executing in the online medium means drawing on the lessons of other similar media while taking advantage of its unique capabilities. A banner ad is like a billboard on the informational superhighway. Online ads are like TV commercials in that they can show moving images that tell a story or create dynamic visual interest. Online text ads, such as Google's AdWords, have similar executional styles as do print ads, especially small classified ads. The advertiser has but few words in which to interest and motivate the viewer. They also share executional qualities of POP ads in that well-executed online ads trigger the impulse to click through and respond to the advertiser's product or service. Interactive ads let viewers access more information, tell the advertiser about themselves, interact with the product and simulations, or be entertained by a game. Online advertising permits great specificity in terms of who's seeing the ad and in what context. The use of cookies tells site owners and advertisers who views the ad. Many registration-based sites collect key demographic data such as the user's address, age, interest, and browsing history. The use of this information in planning online media is called behavioral targeting. The ability to buy keywords means that advertisers can target very narrow context. To keep advertising dollars from bleeding away from their newspaper pages, dailies have moved online themselves, putting up websites with news and information to attract online readers and advertisers. But simply posting a full-page print ad on the newspaper's website doesn't work. People don't want to see a flat ad on the internet. They want it interactive with multiple pictures. One solution to building an interactivity is the new genre of advertising we have called branded entertainment, where the ad seamlessly integrates a product into a piece of entertainment. BMW has pulled this off masterfully with its series of internet movies several years ago. The campaign team hired 8 top film directors to make short films featuring BMW's cars. The films were such a great success, they were viewed 10 million times in the first year, and 2 million people registered on the site, on the BMW site after watching them. The seventh and final platform is alternative media. We never know where the consumer is going to be at any point in time, so we have to find a way to be everywhere. New alternative media vehicles include Chinese takeout cartons and pizza boxes, school buses that play kid-friendly radio ads, and tray tables on airlines. Marketers constantly experiment with novel ways to reach audiences that get harder and harder to reach. Procter & Gamble created a new medium when it printed trivia questions and answers on its Pringles snack chips. School buses and airplanes boast captive audiences. The consumers who are there almost can't help seeing or hearing the ad. Walt Disney has even ventured into the doctor's office, advertising its Little Einstein DVD for preschoolers on the paper liners of examination tables in 2,000 doctor's offices. However, these innovative executions risk alienating people if they become too intrusive. The Got Milk billboards at some San Francisco bus stops emitted the aroma of chocolate chip cookies. They prompted enough complaints from citizens that the city asked California Milk Processing Board to turn off the smell. As we've seen, mobile advertising continues to evolve as a message platform. And this here ends section 1 of chapter 11.